Burnley 0, Liverpool 1. The type of game, Shaka, for Liverpool and other teams that go to a struggling side, it's all about the result and not so much about the performance. This will do for Liverpool, won't it?
Absolutely. And listen, it's very easy to say that, well, looking at the scoreline, that Liverpool struggled to get a result against Burnley, that their football wasn't that good, and just given how good Manchester City has been and continues to be, maybe it's a sign that Liverpool are trending in the wrong direction. I think if you just maybe read the headlines, that's what you come away from this one with. But for me, as this game developed and you watched, and yes, Liverpool dominated possession, you'd expect that. Created a lot of opportunities, a lot of very good opportunities that you may not have expected. But the conditions were simply, it was everything that as a footballer you do not want. It was everything that as a team Burnley could have asked for. Wet, swirling wind, a little bit cold. It proved to be a leveler. We know those conditions proved to be a leveler proof, and they always benefit the lesser of the two teams. And that was the circumstance here, up against a team who are struggling down the bottom, desperate for points, at home with their support at their back. This was always going to be a tough proposition. And if you're Liverpool, as you said, Mark, you come away from this one not worrying too much about the headlines, not worrying too much about the struggles or the missed Burnley opportunities. You have 3 points. You're still in the hunt for first place Manchester City. Let's just get out of here as quickly as we can. Put this behind us as quickly as we can.
Yeah, that's the point. Because for anybody thinking Manchester City have run away with it, just stop now and give them the title. Liverpool are within 9. They've got a game in hand to get within 6. Of course, City are still overwhelming favourites. But if you think Jurgen Klopp has given up on the title, you see the celebration that greeted Fabinho's winner in this one. He still believes, because you just never know in football. You were in the game long enough to know that daft things can happen.
Absolutely. We've not even dating back to when I played. We've seen even far dafter things happen over recent years. And the point being, dressing rooms. I've been in dressing rooms where you've been chasing a top place team. I've been in dressing rooms where you're top and holding off somebody who's closing in behind you. And I understand the pressures. And it's easy for us sitting here as neutrals to say how good Manchester City are. Nobody's going to catch them. They're going to win the league yet again. And we may prove absolutely right in a couple months' time. But if you're in that Liverpool dressing room, if you're a Liverpool fan, if you have any kind of involvement with that club in any capacity, as you say, Mark, strange things have happened. And you know, you do not give up the chase until the fat lady is through singing. No, she may be just warming up her vocal cords right now, but there is a lot of football to be played in this, and you are looking forward to that game against top place Manchester City. When is it? In April or whenever it is. Your focus now is to be perfect until then. If City slip up, it closes the gap even more. If we look back to, well, given the last few years that we've had, I can't even remember, was it 3 or 4 years ago now, where City came from an equally unlikely position to pip Liverpool to the title. This was before Liverpool went on to win theirs. These things, tables were exactly turned 180 degrees. Then City did it to Liverpool. Liverpool are hoping that they get their own back.
Time to try and solve a puzzle. Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, Diogo Jota, Luis Diaz. Is it Salah +2? Is it Salah and Mane +1? Or how do you fit 5 into 3?
I'm not quite sure you fit 5 into 3 to the question. That part I can't solve. But left up to me, left up everybody being fully fit, I still go with the proven front three of Firmino, Mane, and Salah. But one thing I as quickly as I say that, I don't think I've seen anybody slot into a successful team, an already successful team, as seamlessly as Diego Jota has over the last couple of seasons. It's just not done. But he somehow has to be a viable option, a preferred option in the eyes of many for Jurgen Klopp. I can see the exact same from Diaz. Klopp has got that right yet again. Early evidence or no, Klopp's own track record with bringing in those kinds of players, integrating that kind of player, you cannot question that. But for me, that's up to me to make those decisions. I go with my proven front three.
Okay, I want to end this conversation about today's game at Turf Moor with a little chat about Burnley. Now, over the years, there have been, come this stage of the season, teams cut adrift, teams with no chance of staying up, and teams just preparing for the championship. That's not Burnley. They are very much in this. They have games in hand, but they can't really score right now, and that has been an issue. But they don't concede too many. They have conceded the fewest number of goals among any team in the bottom half of the table. So, games against Liverpool, they will not be judged upon. They've got a double game week coming up in 26. They've got a double game week coming up in 27. What chance do they have of surviving, Shaq?
I still think right now it's slim. I don't see how Burnley escape. And as much as you point to those games in hand, you're down the bottom because you don't win very many games, as you point out. So those games in hand are a little bit of a closed door. Let's call it for Burnley. You have to win those games. I think the other issue is you've got a bottom three, and now the team who is fourth bottom have now won 2 games back to back. They strengthened extensively during the January transfer window, and all of a sudden things are coming together for my former club, Newcastle. If you're seeing that, that is a concern, that Newcastle are winning games. Newcastle are tough to beat. They have become a little bit resilient. That's the one thing you have not been able to level at Newcastle for the last few years, that they have been resilient. Yet somehow they are proving exactly that. That for me is the bigger concern for Burnley. Games in hand, as I say, sometimes prove to not really be what you need. You need to start winning. You need to put a run together. And as of right now, I'm not seeing that run for Burnley.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.